Let me talk to you crop farmers today. You're seasonal crop farmers. You people who grow corn and soybeans and wheat and small grains. Let me talk to you about how to use our BlackWonder products and drastically improve your crops and put more money in your pocket. First of all, we make a bag product here. That's really not for you. That's more for the smaller user. What you need to be interested in is these dry soil enhancer products, these BlackWonder products that enhance and make your soil better. And here's what we suggest to a guy or a gal who's trying to grow small grain and summer crops and winter crops. So let me first talk to you about if you were a winter crop grower. So you're going to grow winter wheat. You're going to sow your wheat in the fall. First of all, we're going to tell you is no-till farming has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt to be the best way to go. Because every time you till up your land, plow up your land, disc up your land, you're disturbing the microbial activity in that soil. So if you can no-till all of your crops, you're going to be way ahead. So if you're going to grow wheat, you take your wheat off at the first of the summer, and say you're going to grow wheat again. What you want to do, instead of just letting that land lay there fallow and wash away during the summer and become a weed patch, what we suggest is you get something like an annual lespedeza, like a Kobe lespedeza, a Korean lespedeza, and when you take your wheat off or get your straw off, and by the way, straw really doesn't make much organic matter because it's hollow, and it's been proven that you're better off just to go ahead and get your wheat off and make wheat straw out of it and sell both crops, sell your wheat and sell your wheat straw, because it's hollow, it really doesn't create a lot of organic matter. But as soon as you get your small grain off, get your straw made, what we suggest is going in there with some kind of an annual, make sure it's an annual crop, something like annual lespedeza that grows in the summertime, a summer annual crop, and drill that into your farmland. Let that, you want to mix just a little bit of this, with it, because one of the things in this thing is the beneficial bacteria that inoculate legumes. So just a little bit of this mixed in with your seed, not much, just takes a little bit, just dribble in there and mix up your annual legume, drill it in your farmland, let it grow all summer. Now it comes time to plant the wheat again. About a month before you're going to plant your wheat again, go in there and mow it down, bush hog it down, let it begin to rot and decompose. That should have held your weed population down pretty good, because weeds don't grow. If you got a good thick crop, then you're not going to have many weeds. That should have held your weed population down. Now come in there and mow it down. Now you want to no-till your wheat, your oats, your barley, whatever you want to no-till that back in at the right time in the fall. And what you've done, and when you put your fertilizer out, you want to mix this BlackWonder in your fertilizer. If you've been using, say, 10 bags of fertilizer, you can take this one little bag right here and mix it with one bag of fertilizer, and you can use 30% less fertilizer. In other words, if you've been using 10 bags, you can cut that back to 7 bags. 7 bags of fertilizer and 7 bags of this. But you don't want to buy it this way. You want to buy it in a bucket. There's enough BlackWonder in this bucket to treat 85 bags of fertilizer. So you want to mix this bucket, this 5-gallon bucket, which is enough for 10 acres or 85 bags of fertilizer. You want to mix this in with your fertilizer, and you'll be able to use 30% less fertilizer. Now this is not an overnight success. It takes about 3 years to get your soil built up, and then year 4 you're going to be able to cut your fertilizer and your BlackWonder in half. But anyway, you put your annual crop out, you mow it, you let it begin to decompose, you drill your wheat in, you come back in the next summer, you harvest it, and you do it all over again. If you're gonna grow something like corn or soybeans, then you want to go in there, and when you get your corn or soybeans off, you want to cut that, and then you want to come in there and you want to fertilize and and mix this product in with the fertilizer, you're going to be able to use 30% less fertilizer. Now you want to use something like Crimson Annual Clover or Annual Winter Vetch or Annual Winter Peas, and just mix just a little bit of this in there with it, because it's going to, the inoculants are in here, it's going to inoculate your legume seed. Now let them grow all winter, and they're going to build up the soil. They're going to put nitrogen in your soil, and they're going to create a lot of organic matter that'll build your soil up. Your soil must have organic matter in it. If you don't have at least 3% organic matter in your soil, you're not going to grow the crops you could grow. 6% they say is optimum. 5 is okay. Anything from 3 to 6 is okay. But that's the purpose of the temporary crop, is to build up your organic matter. And then when you put this in with your fertilizer, all the goodies in here are going to create plant food using the minerals that's in your soil and the organics that you're putting in your soil. They're going to turn that into plant food. That's why you can use so much less fertilizer, because you're actually turning that dead soil into topsoil. Now, you do that for 3 years. If you're doing summer crops, you put out your winter annual crops, mix a little of this in to make sure you get your seed inoculated, so those nodules grow on the roots, and it pulls free nitrogen out of the air, builds up your soil and the organic matter. Mow it down before you're going to put your payroll crop in. Mow it down, and then no till. Don't turn your soil up, because every time you turn it up and turn it under, you're destroying the microbial activity that this is getting going, okay? This is getting all that stuff going, so your soil is turning from dead soil into topsoil. And after you do that for 3 years, you follow that plan for 3 years, this 10-gallon bucket of enzymes will come a 20-gallon. You'll be able to use half as much of this in year 4, and you'll be able to use half as much fertilizer, because 3 years of doing this, putting your organic matter back in your soil, no tilling, and getting your soil where it needs to be. In year 4, now you're really saving money. And instead of buying 10 bags of fertilizer, you're buying 5. Instead of this bucket being enough for 10 acres, it's enough for 20 acres. You get on the Black Wonder plan, I guarantee you, your crops will be better. You'll produce more crops, better crops. They'll do better in dry times, because the polymers will hold. The fertilizer that you're using, the farm grade, because of the polymers is in this, will turn it into a slow release fertilizer. Believe it or not, polymers mixed with farm grade fertilizer makes slow release fertilizer. Everything about this product is a benefit to you, and it's going to make you money. Now, if you're a large farmer, we have volume discounts. We realize farmers are on a tight budget. Call the office. The number's right there on your screen. Call the office, and we can put some of these 5-gallon buckets on a pallet and ship it to you, and sell it to you at a volume discount. Thank you very much for your time, folks.